Thank you. Welcome, everybody. We are very proud to be this year's sponsor of a first independent GDev conference. As Darren said, I am from Tritem. We spell it Tritem, so maybe Tritem, always a confusion. We are really a group. So there is a Tritem Microsystems operating in Germany, which is basically sales and marketing company. Very small office in Bavaria, established almost 15 years ago. And there is a competence center called Automatics in Poland. So you might recall my presentations from a CLA summit, for example, where I presented as Automatics. And Automatics exists 25 years, more than 25 years now. We are now located in Katowice and in Warsaw. And Automatic is really NI Alliance partner, also IBM business partner, and we are very proud to be LabVIEW Center of Excellence now. So, yeah. Automatics is a team of more than 40 engineers, different specialties, electronics, automation, test engineers, and etc. We have a customer base in mainly in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, but also in other European countries, Poland, Italy, UK. I noticed yesterday that there is Sweden missing here, but my graphical skills are not good enough to just throw it there. Key areas where we are active and what's our specialty. First of all is, of course, software development. And we are talking here not only about LabVIEW, but we have also .NET developers, C and C++ developers, Ruby, Python, basically you name it. So all the almost all common techniques and technologies we are using in our tools. Our key specialty is hardware model and software in the loop. We call it EXIL because to show that there are all three in there. And this is basically a framework for embedded software testing. I will show a little bit in the next slide. So we also, this is almost our product. It's a very standard custom device that is a part of EXIL. But it's a tool that allows us to automatically generate the logical model of a complex wiring system. One of the areas where we operated railway technology, you can be surprised how many things are still done using relays, switches, buttons, and things like that. And in order to simulate that, to perform hardware in the loop testing, we need to create a model of all this wiring system. We don't want to build it mechanically in the lab. We want to simulate it. And as usual, in every project, this alters quite often. I mean, every week, every few days, we have a new release of a wiring schema when we are on the early development process. And in order not to manually change the simulation of this whole system, we have a tool that allows us to basically read the wiring description and create automatically a logical model of it. We also do have test engineers that can script the test or model the test. We are trying to avoid as much as possible manual testing. We are trying to automate everything. Starting from a unit test for our software, but here we also script the tests of this with this hardware in the loop systems and of this embedded software. Custom signal conditioning, test rigs design, and consulting. There are three other areas where we are active, and we do have a small workshop with a guy named Q 3D printers, small CNC, and he do his magic there. Yeah, he has a nice border saying that impossible things he can do tomorrow. No, possible things he can do tomorrow, impossible you have to wait 2 or 3 days. So. Yeah, what's the EXIL thing? We basically combine different tools and different systems with different APIs together in order to get a full framework, not only for the hardware in the loop test, so where you have a simulation and an ECU. Quite often it's not one ECU. If it's one ECU, it's pretty simple. But we're talking here about simulation of a train, for example, where we have like 30-something ECUs connected together. So one of the biggest projects we do was 12 cars. Each car has a vehicle control, brake control, drive control in it, and it was all connected to the simulation in order to simulate all the other systems. I don't know if you know, but even a sanitary in a train has their own controller, giving some diagnostic information to the driver, also being part of a safety system because there are safety announcements in toilets and so on. So this is quite complex things. But the whole framework is not only simulation, but also a test framework. So all you need to do automated testing, and also management of the whole system. So basically, the idea is to go on a web page where you have all your tests shown, select which test you want to run, press a big green button, and have a test report in a few hours or days. Depends how many tests you want to execute. And if you want to know more, I think during breaks and maybe also during some of the presentations in the room next to the reception, I will be happy to explain more and show you some more examples. We are proud of finally we get a Siemens agreement to show this. They use our platform for simulation. This is one of their trains. That's the biggest project, 12 cars, high-speed train. Yeah, they estimated that they save $1 to $8 million per project using the simulation and the automation framework and the test management all together in one tool chain. And there are two important things here. First thing is that they trying to move all the testing into the lab. So don't do any tests on a real track, because it's very, very expensive. It's much more expensive than testing a car, because you need to rent all the equipment. Okay, thank you for your attention. Yeah, as I said, if you would like to know more, or if you like to talk about any solutions or any products and frameworks we are using, or any technical stuff as well, I will be happy to discuss it in a break or in this second room we have. Thank you.